Welcome to Luyanda class. Today we'll be considering biosecurity. Many persons who wish to venture into poultry production are scared, perhaps because of this common story of people starting their poultry farm and waking up one day to see their birds dying. They gave them drugs, applied medications, yet the mortality rate increased until they lost their beds and went bankrupt. So many persons do not want to lose their money, and that is why they don't want to venture into poultry production. But as for those who are interested in poultry production, what I want to consider today should be on a priority to you in your farm management if you are ever going to be a successful farmer. The primary secret of healthy birds and birds that a farm that is successful is this biosecurity of a thing. If you do not keep to proper biosecurity, you will have issues on your farm. What is biosecurity? Biosecurity are measures taken to prevent the introduction and spread of infectious agents in your farm or to your flock. Okay, so what the things you do in order to prevent your flock from being infected with diseases is what we refer to as biosecurity. Okay, so this infectious agent, we can see them in two ways. We have the pathogens and we have the vector. Okay, the vectors. So the pathogens are those organisms that transmit diseases to the flock. They are not the disease itself, but they transmit diseases. Examples are the bacteria, the fungi, the virus, and protozoa. Okay, so when we look at the vectors are organisms that carries the pathogens that transmit diseases. Okay, examples are human being. Human being can be a vector. You can be the one transmitting diseases and carrying pathogens to your farm. Yeah, and then we have the rodent, we have insects. These So what are these preventive measures? Uh, First, we want to look at sanitation. Sanitation is very important in biosecurity. Ensure you clear the bush around your farm, and also you avoid having waterlogged areas around your farm. Also their litter, ensure you change their litter regularly, especially if you are keeping your birds on deep litter system. You change your litter regularly between 3 to 4 days interval. So ensure that proper sanitation and cleaning of your farm is a priority as far as the management is concerned. Secondly, we want to look at disinfectants. These are chemicals that help to eliminate some of these pathogens and some vectors in your farm. So ensure you get this disinfectant before you bring in your birds. Fumigate your pen against some of these pathogens and microorganisms around, the ones your eyes cannot see. The disinfectant can help eliminate them. I would recommend formalin as a very effective fumigant you can use in your pen. Also, you can make use of other disinfectant like Izal. And for those of us living in Nigeria, we are familiar with Dettol. Okay, so the Izal can be used as fumigant, while these other ones can be used as disinfectant. Disinfect vehicles coming to your farm. Ensure you disinfect human beings working on your farm. Even if it is a vet doctor coming to your farm, disinfect him. Ensure you also get some of these sanitizers like ethanol you can use to wash your hands before attending to your birds. Okay, anybody who will touch your bed should actually get a sanitizer. You get a sanitizer in your farm, it will go a long way in help preventing your birds from having these diseases. Okay, so anything that you are using on your farm, ensure you disinfect your equipment, your feeders, your drinkers, anything in your farm, disinfect them properly. This will prevent your birds from having these diseases. And like you know, prevention is better than cure. It is better you prevent your birds from having these diseases than looking for the right drugs to cure certain diseases. Okay, so ensure you observe some of these things. Okay, thirdly, the last thing I want to talk about is your feed and your water. Your feed and your water. Ensure you get good feeds from certified feed mill. Okay, and if you are the one compounding your feed, ensure you know the precautions for having good feeds so that you will not compound something that will give you problem. Also, check the label on your feed. You shouldn't use a feed that has stayed more than 3 months. Those ones will have actually gotten some of these microbes that may cause diseases. So some of these diseases can be spread through the feed you give your birds. So ensure you get, if possible, get a feed that was produced in the month you got the feed. So ensure you actually get such good feeds. Then also your water is important. You get clean water for your birds. That's why I will advise you get this Wilodox. It's very effective in sanitizing your water, in disinfecting your water. You add Dettol or formalin to your water. It will kill your birds. They are toxic. Even to inhale them is toxic. Especially formalin. Inhaling formalin is toxic to both humans and your birds. So it's one thing you have to consider. Okay, so when you get your water, you add Wilodox to it. So Wilodox is even effective against biofilms. Biofilms are microbes that have actually built enough resistance against antibiotics. So there are some bacteria and some of these microbes that antibiotics cannot easily kill. So those ones are the ones that these Wilodox will handle. So ensure that you keep to all these measures, and I wish you the best in your venture into poultry production. Thanks for listening.